Reddit Martian back with another tip-top video for you. r/Askreddit. You're laying in bed home alone at 3 AM. What sound would be the scariest thing to hear at that time? The front door being closed and locked. Then the screech of furniture being made into a barricade. To keep you in, or to keep something else out. Either way is scary. Excited laughing with full speed running footsteps towards your room. C. Is this child laughter or adult laughter? I can't decide which one would be scarier. Well, I'm deaf. And at that point the hearing aids are out. So the answer is yes. Anything I could possibly hear, that'd be a plot twist. Total dead silence. I live in a dense city. Even at 3 AM. There's always the sound of traffic, of nearby air conditioners. People headed home from the casinos. If I hear complete, true silence, a hell of a lot of people are dead. Your voice saying I'm who am after the sound of a car pulling into your driveway could make a decent plot for a short film. I hear when a tornado is close that it sounds like a freight train. That would be pretty ducking scary sound to wake up to. Sudden fast footsteps. This needs to be higher up, duck that sound right to hell. My dad used to be a telecom engineer in the early 90s, and he once went to set up a cell tower at an uninhabited island. Basically, he was camped there for a week or so and would return to his campsite when it got dark, armed with a crappy torch. Anyway, he told me that he would often hear sudden quick, heavy footsteps approaching him from behind as he walked on a trail through dense vegetation in the pitch dark. I imagine he would have felt quite freaked out the first few times. A grown man scream right in front of you. I've always felt like it would be scary as absolute duck just to hear someone cry murder like that all of a sudden a couple of inches in front of your face. Knocking on the window gets louder every time. All the windows in the house gets banged till you go mad. If people were having snoo with my windows, I'd go mad. Edit. Thank you random redditors. Gold and silver make the world go round. A guy had this happen a couple months ago around 3 AM. Back door, next to my ground level room, was locked, so I thought it was my roommate trying to get my attention to let her in. Which would have been unusual since she never went out. Somebody was absolutely slamming rhythmically on my window, which was right over my head. While I was checking my phone to see if I had any messages from her, I hear her start shrieking, "Get out! Get out!" and I run out of my room to find her standing next to the unlocked and wide open front door. Usually she'd lock the front door since it was next to her room, but I guess had forgotten that night. The person had gone into her room and stood over her bed shining a flashlight in her face. We'd been getting emails all year from our community about a man entering women's houses in the middle of the night and molesting them in their beds. Could only assume that was this ducker's intention. Fortunately that didn't happen to her. Glass breaking. Someone is coming in. Literally anything scraping against the window as I'm honestly just a little beach. Edit. You guys really gave me 2 silvers. Thanks. Edit 2. Thanks Kriliku for the 3rd. Edit 3. You guys are wasting silvers on me. You should probably stop. We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. Just a person quietly saying hello. Oh boy. The baby phone was defect and we could hear our neighbors from their baby phone. That was nightmare fuel. Imagine you are sleeping downstairs and suddenly you hear a lady speak on that baby phone. The muffled sound of Michael Jackson going he. The sound of an old style Jack in the Box playing Pop Goes the Weasel from the basement. That gradually gets louder and louder the closer it gets to the ending. By the time it gets to Pop Goes the Weasel, it's right outside your door. My name being whispered. Scary in an exciting way. Edit. Thank you everyone for sharing your experiences here. I definitely enjoyed reading them all. When I was 10, I heard my sister wake up around 4 AM one night to use the bathroom. I snuck into her room, hid behind her headboard, waited in silence until she returned and turned off the lights, waited another minute before whispering, "Peekaboo." I have never heard such a blood-curdling scream in all my life. Edit. Thanks for the silvers and my first 1k comment. Sorry to my sister again for this hilarious yet traumatizing incident. Dude, I remember it was around 1-2ish am just last week I heard some rummaging under my ducking bed. I looked down and my backpack was legit moving as if a small animal were tugging at it. Thing is, that's completely understandable because we have a rat problem, but rats never go in my room. I looked down under and smacked the backpack and nothing came of it. I'm sorry to tell you, but it seems you might have a mimic infestation. Please burn all chests, backpacks, and other wooden holding furniture. Slowed down. Bass boosted Thomas the Tank Engine theme. The dryer when the towels bunch up too much on one side so it sounds like someone is literally dying in the laundry room. Thump 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 thump. Despacito played on bagpipes. I don't know why but this made me smile. The sound of a mosquito flying towards you. You can't run or hide, but you slowly get out of bed to avoid being bitten. You creep to the other side of the room to turn on the light, as once you can see, you can locate the mosquito and kill it. The light flickers on, but the mosquito isn't there. It will never be there until you turn off the lights, as surely it was all in your head, and tuck yourself snugly into bed, until you can once again hear the low and agitating humming of the blood, sucking bug's wings as it starts to come towards you again. Did you just make mosquitoes scary? Footsteps slowly coming down the hall to your room. Late one evening, my landlord, who lived downstairs, had come into my apartment to check on some electrical work in the kitchen. It was a brief visit and we left the front door open. The landlord left after a few minutes and I went straight to bed. A couple of hours later, I was awoken by the sound of rustling in the living room. I remembered how we had left the door open and was afraid someone had gotten in and had just been waiting for their moment. The wood floorboards started creaking as footsteps made their approach to my bedroom. My heart was pounding and my stomach was in my throat. I was trying to figure out how to reach my phone without making a sound, because maybe if they thought I was asleep, they'd just rob me and go. The footsteps got to my door and there was the sound of heavy panting. I turned to look and met a pair of glowing eyes. I was right. Someone had walked in through the open door. Neither the landlord or I realized that his old German shepherd had come upstairs looking for him while we were in the kitchen. She must have seen her master busy, so she just curled up in my living room and fell asleep. I have never been that terrified or that relieved in my life. Imagine a ducking ball just gets rolled into your room slowly. You haven't finished that essay that's due tomorrow. Hey Source, Michael here. What if you were to never wake up? The sound of my dog or cat starting to make that I am about to vomit noise. Something being knocked over in the opposite corner of the room. A year or two ago I was home alone when my parents were out of town. I heard something scraping across the front door and then weird noises from the side door. The house was back into a forest with no neighbors on the one side. My dog heard it too and it freaked me out. Lasted maybe 30 minutes of just this creepy scratching from the doors. Turns out the wind was moving our Christmas wreath on the door making the sound. Def thought I was going to die that night. The Wii theme coming from my living room when no one is home. Garage door. Open. Happened to me a while back and absolutely freaked me the duck out. I remember my body just freezing. Honey, are you awake? I'd be scared but fine with it. Duck, I'm lonely. The sound of me talking in the next room. For me this is more cringy than scary. Dear God, do I really sound like that? Wrestling from my parents' room. Do you know what you are? That's right, you're a champ. Thanks for watching. Like and share if you enjoyed. Don't forget the bell. Subscribe for more videos. See you soon, Martians.